All right. Whew. All right. We've done in the in these children's classics. There's subgenres in them. The first subgenre is the of two worlds and of India, which is Jungle Book, A Little Princess and Secret Garden. The second subgenre is piracy and sailing. Well, not really, but it's mostly themed around pirates, which is, of course, Treasure Island and Peter Pan. Now, from these subgenres, we get to the second form. We get to our third subgenre, which is Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. And these books, what they are dealing with is also very these are very far more on a weirder scale. Because what we see with Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer is that there's more childhood adventure than learning, almost. And we'll begin this one with part one, because both of these books are part one and part two, Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. And this is, I'm going to be mean, part 8 of this whole thing. And in Tom Sawyer, we see there's almost very little flow. There's very little consecutive flow almost. There's almost like adventure here, adventure here, adventure here, adventure here. There's not really a connection. But it's there, but it's very vague with how they're all connected, and that is through what the main plot is. Well, not really a main plot, but this main nail. And that is Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn witnessed a murder. And that murder was by this villain by the name of Injun Joe. He killed a man and he framed the town's drunkard who was there, saying, "You're such a drunk idiot, you killed this guy out of spite. And I will be your friend and not tell anyone. I'll keep you away from prison. Carry on." And that man does get thrown in prison, and the only people that know he's innocent is Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. That's the main nail that holds everything together, but they have their adventures. They're going all over the place. From Tom Sawyer trying to woo the new girl that just moved in, who was the judge's daughter. You have Tom Sawyer painting the fence, very famous. Tom Sawyer going off playing to be pirates. There's still this quiet theme of piracy. And in these books still. But they go out, do that, him, Huckleberry Finn, and some other kid. I forgot. They go out, try to be pirates, and they come, and Tom Sawyer comes back home, and everyone realizes they're dead. So he kind of, hey, we'll come back when it's our funeral. And they do come back when it's their funeral, and everyone has a good laugh. And there's Tom Sawyer swindling his way to get the Bible. One of my favorite parts of the book, because I love it. How you have to get all these cards, and there's you have to get 3 blue, 3 yellow, and 3 green cards. And if you memorize the Bible, you can get, the teacher brings these out. And Tom Sawyer collects them all, he gathers them, he goes up to the guy and goes, "Here, I got a Bible. Here, can I get that Bible?" And he's like, "Yes, you can. I don't trust you. You are Tom Sawyer. I know you're up to something. You didn't do this right." And the judge comes in and he wants to make it a good... And the judge goes, so this kid really studied the Bible. Well, tell me, who named 2 of the 12 apostles? And Huckleberry and Tom Sawyer goes, David and Goliath. And that is the whole point of the book. It's the point, and that is childhood. There's still the formula of teacher, student, and class. And the student is so clearly Tom Sawyer, and it's not only because he's the main lead, but he outsmarts and outwits everyone. It even ripples into Huckleberry Finn's story, how much he says Tom Sawyer will think of something. Tom Sawyer is more imaginative. Tom Sawyer, he's the adventurer. I'm a follower. Huckleberry Finn, the outsider who likes to go out and take a smoke, who thinks he's the town's bad boy. He is a follower. And the follower needs the leader, and the leader is Tom Sawyer. That is this weird relationship those two friends have. Who comes up with the adventures, who comes up with all this fun stuff is Tom Sawyer, and Tom Sawyer loves to read books. And back in the day, their entertainment was books. Back in the day, when you read a book, you must have an adventure. So they use their imagination to have these great adventures from the book. And Tom Sawyer, reader of books, whose mind will never be bound to logic or the realms of what reality is, that is where Tom Sawyer is. Hungry for adventure, creates adventure, and stumbles into adventure is Tom Sawyer. And he has no real teacher. His teacher is his experiences. Whatever comes down to humbles him will be the event that he built up. So he has to learn from his failings. He has to learn as much as he is better than everyone when it comes to creativity, when it comes to having fun, is him. He gets a lot of mistakes happen. He gets his spankings. He gets his comeuppance a lot more. Though it's maybe good or bad. But it's the fact that it's childhood. That's what Mark Twain did focus a lot in Tom Sawyer, was childhood. I mean, I listened to this on Audible, and you have Nick Offerman as your narrator. Yes! Match made in heaven. It is. Because it is childhood. It's focusing... The theme of it is more about childhood. The thing about it is, when children read this, they read themselves. When adults read this, they really read it in nostalgia. It's hundreds of years late. It's not hundreds of... No, it is past 100 years. Hasn't it? I think it has. Huckleberry... Tom Sawyer is over 100 years old, I think. And yet, it still reigns to what childhood is for adults today. I mean, one of the most clear examples of it is it's the famous tale we all know and love from Tom Sawyer, is the painting of the fence, and how he manipulated all these kids to make you think this is the funnest thing. It really is what was meant to be a punishment for him, because what he did, and his aunt's going, boy, you can't do anything unless that whole fence is painted. I mean painted. So he comes up with an idea. Wait a minute, what if I can make this fun? And suddenly I do all these trades and things and schemes to suddenly all the boys are painting the picket fence, and he is laying down, relaxing, glorifying in this wealth of knickknacks and tacks and a one-eyed cat. A one-eyed kitten, really. He thinks he is living a king. He's comparing himself to a Raj. I think it's a Raj or a Shah. But a wealthy man in India. A king of India. He feels like he's comparing himself to this because of all his knickknacks that he owns. He is the master. As everyone else is doing his job, he can sit back and relax. But the reason why I feel like what makes this so embracing childhood, is before that adventure happens, and his first victim, the boy's name I can't remember, but the boy was doing, I love. because that felt like such a child that I born of this day and age, living in this time period with gadgets and gizmos. Before TVs were this big, really, I was more of a 90s boy. But that scene, that moment, where Tom Sawyer looks and this boy is pretending to be the captain of the steam engine itself, and the coal guy in the steam engine, all at the same time. So he's doing that ring-a-ding-ding, clang, 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 oh there, all these sound effects to himself, saying all these commands, hands on the deck there, all out the prow. It felt such like a child. There was such, that moment, that kid, when I read him, I just felt everything just erode away, and I was a kid again, playing with toys. Just playing with my action figures, making those dumb sound effects.